Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. I know it's not exactly a normal Christmas by any standard, but it still is Christmas. So hopefully you're all enjoying it as best you can. I'm one of the few people that now I'm getting a bit older. I'm looking forward to more Boxing Day and football on my stand than I am opening presents for Christmas Day. Does that make sense? A bit Grinchy? Is that a bit Grinch worthy? A bit bar humbug? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is the Brighton preview, so let's get to it. I didn't see the second half of the Chelsea game. I was working. So the first half, I was a bit surprised by the team that Moyes put out. I would like to have seen Lanzini start, but obviously he was injured, so he couldn't. But I would still like to see some sort of formation change in the way we've been about the game. One start-all fact for me is that Haller needs to either improve or we need to change the system for him. As if we're going to keep him, because the way things are at the moment, he's not working for us and he's not working for himself either. It's getting difficult to watch, to be completely honest with you. It was frustrating against Chelsea and he missed one superb header chance, and it gets to the point where you're just thinking, well, what more can you do? I mean, yeah, you could give him a partner, hopefully that would work, but then we've got to change our formation to accommodate that. And really, why should we? Because when Antonio's up top, the three at the back, etc., works for us. So I'm a fan of Haller. I just don't rate him in form at the moment, and something needs to change about that. Whether that means bringing in new players in January, I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But where Brighton's concerned, I'm looking forward to it because I think it's a decent game, it's a decent test for us. I think Brighton are a good team. They've got Danny Welbeck scoring, making things happen for them, which is a bit worrying because he wasn't very good at Arsenal as far as I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone tell me I'm wrong. But him and Maupay up front, Neil Maupay, they're dangerous. They're danger men, and we've got to crack down on them, which I think we will. I think we've got enough about us, and according to a lot of reports, we didn't deserve to lose 3-0 to Chelsea. So that holds us in good stead, that we had to change our formation and still play pretty well. At the moment, the way this season is going, I'm enjoying it because we're standing competing. I probably said this before anyway, but I'll say it again. We're competing and we're showing ourselves, and we're not just getting beat easily and not putting up a fight. We're giving as good as we get, more or less, which doesn't happen often for West Ham. So long may that continue. And I'm hoping that if Antonio is getting fitter, we don't rush him back, because this would be typical of us to do it. Saying that, when he is fully fit, I'm still not going to trust him. I'm still going to be watching him through gritted teeth and, cringing at every movement he makes, because I can't trust him anymore. I think he's getting older now. I'm glad he's been given a new contract. I think he deserves it, and I think he's been a great club servant. I'd love him to retire at the club. But I hate the fact that we rely on him so much. Maybe it's good for him. Maybe it's good, and that's why he's in form. That's why when he plays, he scores goals. But for me, it's a bit risky. We do need to bring in players in January, whether we'll do that or not. Josh King looks like a certainty, which, bring it on. Hopefully he plays well for us. I've never really never rated him that highly, but he scored against us quite a few times, so maybe there is something to him more than that. But I think that it's going to be an interesting one and one to look forward to, and I can see us winning the game. Maybe not like 3-0 or 4-0 or anything like that, too stupid, but definitely 2-1. I can see a 2-1 win for us. And I put a tenner on Haller to score against Chelsea, which tells you all you need to know about my instincts sometimes. I won't be doing that again, which means that he'll probably score. So I think he'll more than likely score. But I'd like to see Ben Rama get a bigger chance in front of goal. I think he maybe doesn't get told to attack as much as he should do. He's got the ability to. Hopefully Lanzini gets a start as well, or at least comes on as a sub and gets back fit. And hopefully Masuaku is starting to come back as well, because it'd be really good for him to start getting back to that formation. We need that formation back. It was working so well for us. And then Masuaku went down. Yes, we beat Leeds, but I don't think we've seen complete since that. But Brighton are a good team. They're gonna prove a test for us, and they're really gonna be up for it. So we need to be at the top of our game, and we need a response after that Chelsea result, because if we lose 2 games in a row, that's mentality-wise, and that's going to sink in, and that's going to cost us in the long run. So we need a win, I believe 2-1, and let's get cracking. So Merry Christmas to you all, and come on, you wines.
Okay, so my name's Ryan. I'm a Brighton fan. Obviously, we've got a big crucial game coming up against West Ham. And I've got to be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. West Ham have been, very good this season. I've got to give them credit where it's due. David Moyes has come back from the dead, and he's genuinely looked really good. Like, West Ham look very solid. You've got the likes of Haller performing and that now. So, yeah, it's a bit of a worry, especially with Souček's height. Us with set pieces is horrific. So, it's going to be a bit of a mismatch on that battle. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But for me, I think, it's obvious with Brighton what we're trying to do. We're trying to play this pretty football, the sort of approach that Graham Potter's wanted to implement with the club, take it to a different level. But I think we're sort of realising that, we don't have the quality up front in particular to sort of play that way. Midfield, defence look really solid this season. Okay, we conceded quite a few goals, but I think that came with the goalkeeping problem. But we seem to have sorted out now with Robert Sanchez coming in for Matty Ryan. But with defence, got Ben White, Lewis Dunk, Adam Webster is Imagine How I Go with. March in there as well, left wing back. Tarek Lamptey will be out, so it'll probably be Joel Veltman, provided he's not out as well. Actually, I'm not sure, but I think it's definitely Lamptey's out. Midfield of Bissouma, I'd have Lallana. Personally, I'd want Steven Alzate in there just because he plays that sort of like holding midfield role quite well. But with attack, this is where it's looked bleak for us. Obviously, Danny Welbeck's been finding some form recently. He's scored 2 goals already for us. Probably our most clinical player right now. And our West Ham record is very good. I don't think West Ham have beaten us in the Premier League, but obviously it's a very different Premier League season right now. Like, there's no fans. West Ham are much stronger than I think they've ever been since we've been in the Premier League. I mean, since the Dimitri Payet days, it sort of fell down a bit, but they're on their way back up and they look very solid. It's just the sort of team that I think we could do without playing against, because, as I say, in terms of in the air, we've definitely been struggling, and Souček gives that sort of worry for us. I think you've had Ogbonna as well. Cresswell's had a good season. So yeah, I'm quite worried about it going into it. Based on sort of like current form, we've looked, very, very solid, like in terms of how we've been playing. The results probably don't match the way we've been playing. I think if anyone as a West Ham fan's been watching us, you definitely know that. Like how we've been playing has been very, very good. Been right up there in terms of like intensities and all that sort of stuff, in terms of possession, having shots. But the simple thing is, we can't score goals, and that's what we've been saying for so long now. And it's just a matter of time before they start going in. I think if you look at our expected goals, if you really want to look at them, it is absolutely horrific. We've been dominating the expected goals. I think we actually had more higher expected goals stat than Liverpool did when they beat Palace 7-0 in the last game against Sheffield United, which finished 1-1. So yeah, if that doesn't say it enough for you, I don't know what does. We definitely need a goal scorer. Whether that's going to come or not, I've got no idea. As I say, Welbeck's been fantastic. I think Mope's going to be probably on the bench. He's been dipping in and out of form recently. He's definitely been on a bit of a low. Trossard, I can imagine, will be up there just because he's, probably one of our better attackers. And, it's a bit of a lottery, really, as to who else starts up there because, as I say, it's not that we've been scoring. So, we've recently signed Andy Zakiri back in the summer, who's a young player from Switzerland. So, whether he'll get a chance, hopefully, I don't know. It's not looking great for us, especially going forward. But, in terms of probably key battles, is one that I got asked. I think Bissouma has been a standout for us. I think if anyone follows football, they'll see that Bissouma has been linked to the likes of Real Madrid, Liverpool, I think Man United, Arsenal. So many big clubs want him right now. It is very worrying for us. Like, a player like Bissouma to have. It's great, but, that the big clubs are going to come knocking eventually. But yeah, him against Declan Rice will be a nice little battle. I mean, Declan Rice has been fantastic for Everton, West Ham. I think any West Ham fan will tell you that. And he's obviously linked with Chelsea for a reason. So, he's a fantastic player, and like it's going to be a good battle between him and Bissouma for sure. Both great midfielders. So yeah, I think that's how this game's going to go. I think it's going to be a tough one. If I was to put a score prediction on it, I'm not sure whether I'll be prepared to do that. It's a tough one. I'm not one to do score predictions because I always jinx it, and I'm going to go I don't know. Because I don't want to say West Ham will win because I just look negative. But when I'm looking at it realistically, where are the goals going to come from? I mean, Welbeck maybe. The rest, I'm not sure. We don't have the mighty Glenn Murray to be scoring against West Ham like he always seemed to used to do. So, yeah, I'm not looking confident. I think West Ham might edge a winner if they were to finally grab their chance of beating us. I think it's probably going to be this one. But, yeah, it'll be an interesting game. I'm going to look forward to it. And, yeah, we'll see you on the other side of it.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.